It's just a matter of having the discipline after you finish a program to reverse diet out of it. Today we're going to talk about reverse dieting. After a prolonged period of restricted caloric intake, you slowly work your way back to a maintenance level. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Christine with Gauge Girl Training, an online meal planning and coaching service. And today we're going to talk about reverse dieting. Reverse dieting is the process of eating more food without gaining body fat. So after a prolonged period of restricted caloric intake, you slowly work your way back to a maintenance level. And it's very important for a healthy lifestyle to not be in a caloric deficit for a prolonged period of time. Now, types of people that this would apply to: number one, this is great for bodybuilders or fitness competitors who have been at an extreme caloric deficit for a prolonged period of time. This applies to competitive athletes who need to make weight for an event, whether you are a fighter or wrestler, maybe you're just trying to make weight for your rowing team, whatever it may be, any sport that requires you to be in a certain weight class. And lastly, anyone who has been on an extended weight loss plan for a specific aesthetic benefit, this would apply to you. So for most people, maintaining an extremely low calorie diet is not only bad for your health, it's also bad for your happiness. To be honest with you, it's extremely important to understand that reducing your calories for a certain period of time is fine, but the ultimate goal should always be a healthy lifestyle that you can maintain. I always emphasize this at Gauge Girl Training, that it's about being able to establish habits that you can live with for life and not just punish yourself and just be perfect on some regimen for a certain amount of time and then just let it all go. That's going to be counterproductive for so many reasons, because if you are chronically restricting your calories and interspersing that with massive overfeedings, you're going to have three problems. Number one, you're going to gain more body fat. Number two, you're going to reduce your metabolism. And number three, you're going to make it harder for your body to lose weight over time. Here's what that means. If you are dieting, and then you just binge, diet, binge, and just have this very bad cycle of yo-yoing, you need to break that, and reverse dieting is a great way to do that. When you do yo-yo diet, what you're actually doing is you are activating your body's self-defense mechanism, and your body is trying to get you to energy homeostasis. So this means that your body is going to naturally slower your metabolic rate. This means it's going to naturally lower your energy expenditure, and it's slowly going to drop your thyroid hormone production in the short term. So there are several reasons why you don't want to just diet and then binge and just kind of say whatever. You should always have a game plan for maintenance, and reverse dieting is a great way to do that. So if you have recently completed the 6-week shred, which is a 42-day do-it-yourself meal plan with Gauge Girl Training, the way I suggest you reverse diet off of the shred is as follows. Number one, after you finish phase 3 of the program, which was a 2-week duration, you want to go back to phase 2 for 1 week, go back to phase 1 for another week, and then once you've gone back and reverse dieted to phase 1, from there, you need to calculate what your maintenance calories are. Now, your maintenance calories is your BMR, which is your base metabolic rate, times your activity factor. I went through a whole video explaining how to calculate your BMR, what it is, how to get it. You can go check below on how to calculate your BMR, or you can use an online calculator. So your maintenance calories is your BMR times your activity factor. For me, my maintenance calorie level can be anywhere from, I'm at 5'8", 145 pounds, 34-year-old female, and my BMR times my activity factor puts me in a range between 2,030 calories and 2,465 calories. So the reality is I can maintain my body composition without gaining additional body fat by staying in this range, by staying active, and by eating the proper macronutrients for my body, by eating energy-dense, real, whole foods, and just staying on track and not going off the rails. For me to be able to say that I can have between 2,000 and 2,400 calories is pretty awesome because I don't feel restricted, I don't feel confined. But in order for me to get to this maintenance level off of a program such as the 6-week shred, what you would need to do is this. The first thing I recommend is once you figure out what your maintenance macros are going to be, I suggest you first increase your fat macros. The reason I suggest increasing your fat macros first is because it's going to boost your satiety, you're going to feel really good, and by increasing your fat, you're not going to have a corresponding bloating or adjustment effect as you would as you increase your carbohydrates. Now, for increasing carbohydrates, for some of you, you may find that your maintenance level of carbs may be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, even 100 extra grams of carbs more than you're used to eating. So what I recommend is, because 1 gram of carbohydrates binds 2.7 grams of water, if you all of a sudden just 1 week boost your daily carb count by plus 100 grams of carbs, you are most likely going to feel bloated and you're going to feel like you're gaining body fat when you most likely are not, but you could overshoot, and we want to avoid that. I suggest boosting your carbohydrates by approximately 20 grams of carbs per week until you hit your maintenance level. See how you feel, see how your body composition is looking and feeling. But the reality is, if you are staying active and if you are still tracking your macros at a maintenance level, you can not only feel great, you will still maintain the muscle that you have just leaned out and been able to show. And not only that, you're going to have energy, you're going to have more calories to support strength, and it doesn't need to be a stressful thing where you're always chasing your tail. You can reach your goals and you can stay in the body that you want to live in for life. It's just a matter of having the discipline after you finish a program to reverse diet out of it. So if there's any questions or concerns on how to reverse diet or how any of this may apply to you, you can always email me at christine@musclegauge.com, or you can purchase a program or consultation off of gagegirltraining.com. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next one. Please subscribe. Take care. Bye. Regardless of how much they eat, these are the people that a lot of us envy. Cry me a river if you have a hard time gaining weight. Today we're talking about fat loss for the different body types: mesomorphs, endomorphs, and ectomorphs.